communities in the Niger Delta have threatened to cripple oil production in the region if the federal government continues to remain adamant over the growing clamor for the release of the detained leader of the Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The association, in a statement signed by its president, Isa Muhammad Obiri, and Secretary Wisdom Onyi, respectively, threatens to stop oil production in the Niger Delta until Kanu, who it is said is unjustly persecuted, is released. So, sir, concerning the threat by some communities in the Niger Delta, saying that they are going to cripple oil production in the region if the federal government doesn't give freedom to the leader of the IPOB, despite court cases and procedures being still ongoing. Do you think that clamor is well put out for, or they should have taken some other step?
Thank you for this particular subject. You know, this Nnamdi Kanu's issue has always been a thing that, if not well handled, it may or mar the peace and unity that we as Nigerians continue to enjoy. You remember also that because of this same incarceration, you know, within the Southeast, within the past 8 years of the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration, the Southeast became, how do I put it? It became a place where the military continued to play around, molest people consciously and unconsciously, you know, people dying daily, and all of a sudden, between the windfall of his administration, we now saw what started happening, where assassination and killing of our Nigerian soldiers who took oaths to serve and defend our country. And these things are not okay, you know. Having internal insurgency as a result of things that could be properly micromanaged within
Tell us how it should have been managed.
Well,
tell us the way forward.
Well, the truth is that Nnamdi Kanu has been a leader of his sect. And according to his statements over and over and over, he has continued to cry, to bewail the marginalization the people of the Southeast continue to suffer. You know, and in truth, you know, because this particular issue, it's either we are being truthful or we're being factual. So in truth, are the Southeasterners being marginalized in terms of positioning, appointments? The truth is that, yes. If you take a look at the previous administration
Sorry to cut in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Honorable. But I'm trying to get the teeth to the meat.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. What I'm trying to say is they are asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The federal government is still in an active case of treason with him. And even the trial judge has asked for a political solution to this, for an outside court settlement. There are still fears concerning the incendiary remarks ascribed to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that he might continue these incendiary remarks and threats if let free. In pari passu with the fear and also the existing court case, what do you think should be done to arrive at a better solution?
I think it's clear to the blind and very loud to the deaf as well that Nnamdi Kanu, on different occasions after court cases, has continued to say that through his representative, his legal team, and himself as well, that the Nigerian government holds nothing against him. But coming back to the last publication made by the Vanguard, Nnamdi Kanu has accepted to go into a peaceful resolution of settlement outside court with the federal government. And I think that Mr. President today, who happened to be the father of all protesters and all agitators, in the words of distinguished Senator Shehu Sani, for the renewed hope agenda that he continued to clamor for. I think doing that by releasing Nnamdi Kanu will go a long way. It will go a long way in, dousing the tension within the Southeast, because you know that, like the statement was made, if you read that particular, you understand that even the person who happened to be the president or the chairman of this particular group is a Northerner.
Yes.
Is either is a Southeasterner who has adopted the Muslim practice that bears Isa Muhammad. You can see the name. And again, for the past 8 months, the shutting down or the inoperation of this particular oil well, has really added a lot of cost to federal government. And we are talking about Nigerians at large. We're talking about survival of, if, for instance, the cost of, the financial cost of this thing that Nigerians have gone through, that income has been generated from this particular oil, this thing, you understand that most of the borrowing that the federal government continue to do will be reduced. We saw the publication of the DMO some weeks back that the Nigerian government has continued to borrow, and our borrowing has risen to a tune of a certain amount. As a matter of fact, it's alarming that even the borrowing status of Nigerian government in 1 year of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is now far above the 8 years in ratio of the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. You understand? Yeah. And it is not consistent because, come to think of it, what do we even have? Or what is the yardstick of us paying back most of this debt? So if we really need to release Nnamdi Kanu, because if you see the statement...
Is he going to tame statement?
Absolutely. Yes, the comment, the fear. Yes, the statement there is very clear to the blind that if they don't release Nnamdi Kanu, they have already given an ultimatum, and the ultimatum is running. And when this ultimatum elapses, what next comes is action. And we don't need those action, because right now within the South, within the Niger Delta region, we really need this peace. Nigeria right now is having, most of the 30 states of Nigeria are having one challenge or the other. If you go to the north, precisely the Kaduna state, there are internal issues there. If you go to Kano state, there are also issues of the emirship challenges. If you go to Abia state, you see the abuse of power between the Labour Party internal crisis and the status of assembly, finding it difficult to, inaugurate somebody who has won his case in the appeal court and the rest of them. So almost in the 30 states of Nigeria, there are internal crises, even in Enugu state as well. We are not even talking about that of the River State that is already well known to us. So the reason why if Nnamdi Kanu being released, it will definitely not just only downs the issue, but releasing Nnamdi Kanu as well will attract more economic income to Nigerians, because most of all these oil wells that are not operational now, definitely workers can be able to go back to site. Okay, and again, most of our investors can be able to come in, because when an investor wants to come to Abia State or River State, for instance, and he hears that every Monday is his sit at home, no investor want to take such a gamble. You understand? I wouldn't want to come and trade my money in a community, in a society whereby if there is tension tomorrow, all my investment is lost. Take, for instance, what continues to happen in Abia State for the past number of years, in Enugu State, in Ebonyi State, even in Imo State and Anambra State. You understand? At a time, a certain community, had certain issue that everybody in the community had to run away. All because of either if not unknown gunmen, it happens to be, they say that it is the members of the IPOB. And we know that the IPOB have always been a non-political actors. But as a group, they continue to make statements, and each time they make publications, believe me, it's always very dire. So I think that if the federal government can be able, considering because the federal government has nothing to lose if they release Nnamdi Kanu. But rather, the federal government has more to win, because it will bring peace to the people of Southeast. It will also reduce the marginalization. And again, you also agree with me now that the National Assembly, you know, ably led by Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, has proposed for the Southeast Development Commission to be established. And now with the Southeast Development Commission being established, you know, it will bring a lot of infrastructural development within the Southeast, just like what the NDDC, the Northeast Development Commission, and the rest of them are doing. So releasing Nnamdi Kanu, believe me, will be a point of ice water on most of all these challenges. And with that, Nigerian economy will grow higher and insecurity will be properly managed.